Information and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome to Soul Care with your host, Loredana Vasi, where healing meets the heart. This show dives into all things wellness, from holistic and spiritual healing to expert insights on health and self-care. Get ready for meaningful conversations, special guests, and inspiration for your journey to well-being. If you have any questions about home health care or want to continue the conversation, contact Lori today at 561-821-5811 or visit sunshinehomecareservices.com. Let's begin.
Woohoo! Welcome back, everyone, to another edition, another show with Soul Care. I am your host tonight, Loredana Vasi, Lori, and I am delighted to introduce you to a new guest. And we are going to explore some interesting topics today. However, we wanna have a couple of words of what are we doing here. We are the owners. I'm the owner of Sunshine Home Care Services. We are a non-skilled home health care agency, and we provide services in seniors' homes, and not only anywhere any need is needed, we are there. We call our show Soul Care because we believe in compassionate care, and we believe that care comes from the heart, and everything is an emotional connection. And we want to bring in beautiful people that will connect with your soul and will connect with your being and have an understanding of what our mission in life is. Not only in our business. Our mission is to make your life better, make your soul feel prettier, and make every day of your life in your own home and not only better. Today, my co-host Anna Rispo, who is also our amazing marketing director, and Anna will take over from here.
Thank you so much, Lori. I'm so excited to be on the podcast today. And today we have a wonderful guest, Cheryl Ruthman, registered nurse. She has a master's degree as well from Holistic Home Care Services. Such a pleasure to have you today, Cheryl.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate the time.
So what we're going to do right now is we want to hear all about you. We want to know everything and anything that can be inspiring for our beautiful listeners, our beautiful podcast listener, radio show, as well our social media followers. We do post our shows all over social media, so we have quite a few followers that would love to hear your inspiration and your knowledge and learn about holistic care. And not only, what can you tell us about you and what made you be here today, and who are you and what are you all about?
Well, I definitely want to echo the importance of holistic care and starting with the heart. What brought me here today really is the care that I have for patients and supporting them in their healthcare journey, ensuring that they have a say. And there are times where people feel like they don't have a say, and I get to be their voice for them and their family as they venture through the healthcare process, including the end of life. And I love doing that in the honor of their own home, so they can feel like they have a say in everything they do in their healthcare desires.
Isn't that amazing? We keep talking about having our clients in their own homes, and we know ourselves we are on a journey to become seniors one day. And isn't it the home the best place to age gracefully? And what I wanted to ask you is, how did you start your concierge nursing, and tell us a little bit about your journey, and tell us why did you choose this career? I know you've been doing so many things, in the beginning of your career, but I would love to hear what inspired you to choose what you're doing today.
I had opened up several home care agencies for large companies, large entities, and I learned that people having a say in decision making is really important, and that this shouldn't be dictated by a third party company. I was brought to this just because a lot of families had asked for my opinion along the way and how can I make their life better, and I was able to do that really, really well. I've heard a lot of great things on outcomes because of it, and so I took a chance to leap into this kind of environment without the backing of a company, and just use my heart to lead families into a better life.
It is such a sensitive topic when you say having seniors and not only age in their home but be treated, because we're not really looking after people only with issues. People that make the right decisions in time and have the right people around them to support them to make the right decision. What I feel that is the most concerning thing when I visit a senior or we sign up a senior is they are not well educated in making decisions. And this is where you come in, and this is where you help them decide what's best for them.
Right.
It's not only how to prepare themselves, it's also that it's endless possibilities in living in their own home. Am I right?
Yeah, so what I do is I collaborate with concierge doctors, home care agencies like yourself, supportive agencies throughout the county, and I partner together in groups of people to make sure that the best care is provided. Elderly people planned for this. Most people expected to be in a home, and then they decided that the funds that they have would be best suited in their home environment. The outcomes show that, and studies show that while they're in their own home, they live longer, they're happier, their families are happier, and they have a better life.
Aren't we?
Yeah.
And like 2 weeks ago, I was in a hospital for a little while, just enough for me to have that anxiety of literally, I want to be home. No matter what happens, I want to be home. And isn't that the best thing you can have at home?
Yeah.
Aging at home. Already? Yes. So soon we're gonna go into a commercial. You will be right back.
Receive the very best in home care. At Sunshine Home Care Services, our mission is simple yet profound: to support and enhance the lives of our clients. We genuinely enhance the quality of life and offer a comprehensive suite of 26 services tailored to meet every need. We go beyond the basics with health monitoring, emotional support, pet care, and home safety checks. Sunshine Home Care Services is more than just a service. It's a partnership in care. We invite you to experience the difference a compassionate team can make. For a personal consultation, call us today at 561-821-5811.
Do you want the opportunity to have a TV show or podcast? Now, at Amp Media Productions, you can host your very own visual broadcast anywhere around the world. With our talented group of creators, we will provide you with show elements, board operations, and any on-screen visuals you'd like to showcase. All you must do is log on to your computer and communicate with your viewers. Contact Amp Media Productions at 866-224-5422 or email hello@amp2.tv to start your own show today.
Amp Media Productions is proud to announce a collaboration with ABC WPBF, producing high-quality commercials for clients in Palm Beach County. This partnership will leverage Amp Media's creative expertise and video production capabilities with ABC's extensive reach and community connections to deliver top-notch advertising solutions. Contact Amp Media Productions today to amplify your impact in business on ABC WPBF.
Welcome back to Soul Care with Loredana Vasi, where we explore the power of healing, mind, body, and soul. If you have any questions about home health care or want to continue the conversation, contact Lori today at 561-821-5811 or visit sunshinehomecareservices.com. Now, let's get back to the show.
Welcome back, everyone. I've been excited to have you back. Cheryl, I have so many questions, but my next question is, for those unfamiliar with the model of what you do, concierge nursing, what is different from the traditional one? And I cannot wait, because there is so much in our modern industry right now. We all talk about concierge, everything is concierge. We want to learn more about it. What is different, and what is your approach and your feedback and your inspiration for people who don't know better?
So the premise of the business really is to meet people where their healthcare needs are at, and how can I get their health disease processes under control in a manner that they feel comfortable and safe, and be able to close the gaps in discharging from the facilities, being able to rehab in a comfortable environment, to be safe and happy, and to live the best life that they could possibly live, really. And so the difference between myself is I'm a skilled nurse, and I help people have a hospital in their home. So in theory, what I do is I have a mobile hospital in their home, and I partner with great caregivers to give patients the ability to age however they want.
So the magic word here is
Patient, holistic,
at
kindness,
home?
at home.
Yes.
Yeah.
24/7.
24/7.
We are here.
Yep.
So the difference between the traditional environment when it comes to nursing and the concierge is like we are available 24/7. You can call us anytime and we'll be the one answering because we are involved 100%. So that's the difference between the traditional nursing and concierge nursing.
Yeah, so 24/7 I am remotely available, whether it be via FaceTime, text messaging, phone call. I've had patients that were traveling overseas that I partnered with to help them through their travel process and to ensure a safe environment and a safe return back home.
Isn't that amazing? Having somebody available 24/7. I'm traveling overseas, and that relates to us as well, because if we have any clients that they are traveling overseas, not only that we have a caregiver going along with them, as well, we are available to answer those questions remotely. And we have you, and we are partnered with so many different professionals that they support us and answer every question and any question that they might have. And they are always, I worked on the cruise ship for 14 years, and my biggest challenge was getting in touch, having the answers when I needed it. I think if this is 2025 working on the cruise ships, I would be like staying on the cruise ships forever. I never had any of those answers when I was working on the cruise ships. You would be like away, and you would be like having to wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks in order to get an appointment to get a small answer. Like it was just, and what's happening today is so admirable and is so amazing. Anna, what's your next question?
So Cheryl, you said that some of your proudest moments were taking care of patients in the home and on their last moments just being there for them and having them inside your home. So we were just wondering, can you share some of those experiences with us?
Yeah, absolutely. I've had several families trust in me and the process, and take them through the end of life process. So one of my proudest moments has been able to be there for a family 24/7, all the way up until the family's dying minute. I've been able to strategize exact minutes so that the family could still continue to work, still continue to take care of their loved ones, and be at bedside at the most crucial time while they took care of their family all at the same time. And to them, they felt like that was priceless.
Yeah, that definitely is priceless, and thank you so much for sharing that, Cheryl. That's really a moment that you can never forget, and truly just a heartfelt memory that the family has of their last moments with their loved ones.
Yep, absolutely.
And this is where you call yourself a connector. And I remember us speaking about how we are the kind of people that we bring on board and we connect with everyone, not only that we like, but everyone who could benefit and we could benefit. And this is where we're talking about end of life. Anything, we have a client that passed away today, and we had another client 2 weeks ago, and that's part of our journey. And it is not a subject that I would open up today about, but it is a heavy moment. And we are talking about all the settings and everything that's going on within the moment, having all the answers and be prepared to assist and support the family with everything that they need. It's unbelievable. I never thought that I'll be ready to answer all the questions for the families when they go through so much. It is also the caregiver issue. Not an issue, but it is the support, the caregiver support. They go through a trauma. When they are next to a patient, next to a client that passes away, it is some next level of emotions that we are dealing with. and we have to put up with that. And this is where I want to ask you, with such a strong and intense background, opening local agencies, having, you have done so much. I want to talk about the emotions. How do you work with those ones which are very emotionally intelligent, and those people and those clients which we need to support emotionally?
So I do a lot of active listening, and I support patients and their families through hearing what their needs are, again, meeting them where they are. You did talk about caregivers. They also need to be heard. There's research has shown that there's a thing called compassion fatigue. And so my job was always to support the caregivers and the patients and the families so that they get the care that they need. So without supporting caregivers through compassion fatigue, you're not able to provide great care. So listening, active listening, supporting emotional intelligence, supporting families through understanding technology and Googling all diagnoses. So important to hear what they have to say, not belittling them, but supporting what they know and branch off of that.
I have another question, because we have lots of clients that with Alzheimer's and dementia, and we do run a program with one of the strongest, through Medicare, but one of the strongest program in Florida right now to provide care and support those clients and those patients that do not have the ability and the finances or long-term insurance to support themselves. So when it comes to Alzheimer's and dementia, it's all about companionships. It's all about having the day-to-day tasks that they are so easy to complete, but we need 100% support. And there are stages of Alzheimer's and dementia, and we partner with a couple of doctors and a couple of programs within South Florida that we kind of have the money and have the ability of supporting them. And isn't that amazing? But when it comes to Alzheimer's and dementia patients and clients, how do you feel, and what is your approach to that? Because that is our number one focus right now. It's Alzheimer's and dementia, and we are very passionate of having the most of it, and also doing studies, and also providing the most care. But I would love to hear more about it, because when it comes to Alzheimer's and dementia, it's almost a dead end. We don't know that's it. You know, we know the mental state of the patient, and we know the client is not, it's stuck. Is the end of the mental work and the mental ability. How do you, and what kind of care and assistance can you provide to those patients?
So that's a great question. Honestly, Alzheimer's and dementia is just progressively getting worse and worse. Worse and worse only because it's being more diagnosed and more recognized. So what I provide is recognizing that it's a potential disease that's occurring on the family, and bringing them to the correct collaborative physician and getting a diagnosis. The sooner you can get a diagnosis, the better care you can provide. There are 3 really important things when it comes to dementia and Alzheimer's slowing down the process. That would be lots of exercise, using mind games, and socialization. So studies show that 11 minutes of exercise a day, doing brain games like Sudoku and crossword puzzles, and using increased socialization decreases the progression of the disease. So how it's so important is that you're coming up with a great care plan, supporting the family. A lot of times they need breaks. It's a very exhausting disease process, and it's really just a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's teaching people how to support each other during the disease process. Lots of hydration, nutrition, reminders, and breaks, and that's so important. And that's why your program is so important, because of respite care that families need, and that's the government starting to realize that that's a requirement for people to be successful.
And this started and initiated as a very humble beginning, where you witness families and you witness people. Sometimes they're all by themselves, and they don't have the money, they don't have the support, they don't have nothing. And this is where Dr. Eric has stepped up and initiated the program, and it's a wonderful thing that, you know, it's going to run hopefully forever. That we need to have the financial support to support those people, to help those people that they don't have the ability, and seeing someone next to them and accompany them is just unbelievable. Anna, you're next.
So we know that it's very important for the patients to age in their home because it can decrease the symptoms. They can feel more familiar and at home. But why do you think it's so important to have patients in your home? I mean, in their home?
Honestly, because it's where they're the most comfortable, and honestly, it's where they're the safest, and they have better outcomes. When you remove a patient who's been in the home for 30, 40, 50 years, they've lived in their home, and typically you move them into a new environment, they're going to have increased falls, they're going to have medication misses, they're going to have potential increased disease process issues, maybe a fall with a bleed because of the new environment. And not to say that a facility is not a good place for certain people, but typically speaking, when you don't change the environment, they're going to remember where they typically get their food, where they eat, where they sleep, and they're usually safer in that type of environment.
Yeah.
What an amazing question. Now, clearly, Sunshine and Holistic Care, Cheryl, we share a momentum, we share a vision, a compassionate momentum where we know both what our mission is. Where do you see and how do you see an alignment in our spaces and collaboration? We spoke a lot in, partnering, and we are almost like 99% in partnering in one mission, and that is all client related. Where do you see and how do you see the alignment in this space?
Honestly, I think it comes down to chemistry and a passion for outcomes for people, not necessarily patients, because I think you and I both care about people, regardless of whether there's a benefit or not. We're always out there trying to help other people. Clearly, neither one of us sleep at night, so because we're always concerned that the people in our circle are taken care of, and I truly believe that our souls are connected in some way or another, and that we're meant to partner together and help people in a huge way.
That's such a good momentum when she said, we don't sleep at night. We
We don't.
My night ended at 11:30 and started at 4 a.m. And this is where we are not only that we are available 24/7, those nights where our clients feel like, they need to reach out and they need to be, those are the down moments where, we have a concern that we need to address and we need to talk about. This is where we are. There are also respectful timings where business is business and casual conversations are, but most of them are very important. And yes, they start at 4 a.m. And we start our day at 4 a.m.
Yes, absolutely. I think it's important to also know that, at least it seems to me, that our patients are an extension of our families. And I think that's really important because my patients, my family members of my patients, your patients, to me, they're all an extension of what my family is. And I think it's important that whoever hears this, that whoever you have caring for you, that you feel like they're family to you.
This is such a unique answer, and you spoke my heart, because when you saying that it's an extension of our family, this is something that I always dreamed of, and I always wanted to do that. I will be able to have the right education and the right information and the right compassion, and my heart is in the right place. So sometimes I don't think with my heart. I'm actually rational about what I say and what I do, because the most important thing is here to be realistic, that some things are unachievable, some things are achievable. But when it comes to what we do, almost 99% per night, it is doable. So yes, in home and whatever we do, it is doable, and we are always there. No matter what time you call us, we'll be there. Anna, you have another question, right?
Yeah, one more question. What you ladies were talking about is so beautiful, and it's really true. Here at Sunshine and Holistic Concierge Nursing, we really are a family. The minute we met, the minute we first connected, it just felt so natural, so instantaneous. So I just wanted to ask if there was any big plans that you had, anything exciting coming up, Cheryl?
Well, thank you for asking. I think one vision that I've shared with both of you is how important it is not only that patients are happy, but I've shared my family dynamics, and I have 2 pets that I bring with me to my patients' homes, and they make them so happy. And I think it's important, pet therapy, as an addition to adding a positive environment that they make my patients feel so happy. They'll make yours too if you ever want one of them to visit. But so that's one of my goals, is to continue to add them to the dynamic.
It is so amazing what you just said. We were talking about pets, and we do have on our flyers and everywhere how important is including pets in our journey. And it's not only that we appreciate when people are very attached to their companions as the dogs. Our caregivers are actually trained, and they are familiar with the fact that, part of our family, we have a pet. Pet is part of the companionship, and we are all looking after each other. And when you say visiting home, it is proven fact that dog therapy is more effective
Yep.
than a human therapy.
Absolutely.
And so many people use dogs for therapy,
Yep.
especially Labradors. I've
Yeah.
seen a couple of, for Alzheimer's and dementia, I've actually seen a couple of, last weekend I've been for a conference for Alzheimer's and dementia, and I witnessed some really magical moments where dogs are really, really strong therapy for Alzheimer's and dementia. It's not only that they are you lose your immediate memory, but long-term memory is always still very valid. And having those emotional connections, it is life changing.
I think it's important to remember too is when people are with dogs, that increases happy hormones and dopamine, and so that's the reason why dogs are such an integral part to making patients feel happier.
What else would you recommend for patients that are struggling not only with Alzheimer's and dementia, but they're aging? You get into that routine, and you get in that boring momentum of your life where you don't do anything else. You want to be home. You want to be doing the same thing, watching TV, watching a show, going to the kitchen, having a biscuit and a tea, and going back and forth. And you don't do any, and you don't participate on any activities that would help you age better. And not necessarily they have a care plan, and they don't have a caregiver, they don't have someone alongside guiding them. Sometimes kids and immediate family member, they feel more comfortable having the seniors at home because they are safe. But that's not a solution for good aging.
Right.
You need to go do long walks, go to the park, go to the beach, go anywhere. I do highly recommend the senior entertainments, and they have adult cares,
Adult day centers.
day centers that I absolutely love. They have games, they have they do socializing, they do happy hours, they do so many things. I highly recommend those. What do you recommend for those seniors that they are trapped under their own roof and they don't want to do anything else because that feels safe?
So I always encourage day trips. I have coordinated my patients to have certain trips to the beach. On special occasions, I've taken them out to dinner. I think it's important, mall walkers, that's even something that you can pick up your patient and take them to the mall and walk with them, socialize and communicate with other people. I have one patient who speaks Spanish. She's bilingual, so I make sure that I try to visit places where she can speak her different language, and I feel like it's important to bring out the best in everybody.
And we do have a couple of contracts with transportation. We take them anywhere that they want. We customize the care plan according to what they like and what we can do in order to make their lives better. But today I want to thank you for coming and being part of my show. Thank you so much, Cheryl, for coming today. It's been very inspiring, and this is just the beginning. We're going to have lots of talks together. Anna, thank you for co-hosting with me. And thank you so much for having me. I hope we inspired a bit of your day, a bit of your night, and I hope you will be joining us in 2 weeks with more inspiring topics.
Thank you for all of our listeners tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for watching this episode of Soul Care. We hope today's conversation inspired you on your path to healing and wellness. Remember, true well-being starts from within. If you have any questions about home health care or want to continue the conversation, contact Lori today at 561-821-5811 or visit sunshinehomecareservices.com. Until next time, take care of yourself, take care of others, and take care of your soul.